Salut tout le monde, bienvenue à cet après-match pré-saison numéro 2. Les Alouettes qui ont perdu ce soir face au Rouge et Noir ici au TD Place à Ottawa par la marque de 19-13. Écoute, oui, c'est une défaite, mais faudrait quand même être fier. Faudrait être fier de la performance parce que le Rouge et Noir ont pas mal utilisé tous leurs joueurs réguliers pendant 3 quarts, tandis que les Alouettes ont laissé 31 vétérans à la maison à Montréal pour ce dernier match hors concours. Donc, quand même, le fait que ça soit un match de 6 points, le fait que ça soit un score tellement... Le score, l'écart de points n'était pas énorme. Donc, quand même solide comme performance à Ottawa. Honnêtement, je m'attendais à ce que ça soit... je pensais que ça serait pas un match de 6 points, mettons, si je vous dirais la vérité. Bon, OK, on va parler à plusieurs joueurs. On va aller jaser avec des jeunes, des vétérans qui ont joué ce soir. Juste, je voulais souligner quelques performances. Et laissez-moi vos commentaires. On va lire les commentaires et on va prendre des questions si vous en avez tout au long de cette émission en direct. We're going to get to the English in a second. We'll start in French. We'll talk to a lot of players, some English, some French, but we'll go back and forth. So if you're waiting for the English portion, bear with me a little bit, okay? So we're just going to start in French. Coupe de performances que j'aimerais souligner ce soir en défensive. Je pense vraiment que Jordan Dominec, numéro 44, d'ailier défensif, a été très bon. Lors du premier quart, c'était quand même, il y avait un ballon rabattu, il a frappé, il a secoué le corps arrière partant de Drew Brown à une reprise aussi. Donc, c'était quand même une belle performance du numéro 44. En défensive, il y avait Bryce Crosby ce soir qui a joué comme second extérieur du côté large du terrain. Bryce Crosby, il porte le numéro 45. Il a connu tout un camp d'entraînement. Au match intra-équipe, c'est lui qui a réussi une interception pour un toucher. Donc, j'aime vraiment la façon que Bryce Crosby a joué lors de ce match et il a connu un très bon camp. Donc, on ne sait pas encore une fois, les coupures, ça va être minuit et 1 dimanche matin que c'est dû. Donc, les Alouettes vont faire des grosses décisions tout au long de la journée de demain. Mais tous les équipes de la Ligue canadienne de football doivent soumettre leur coupure à minuit et 1 dimanche matin. Donc, c'est quand même très rapide. C'est sûr que c'est 3 semaines de camp d'entraînement. C'est pas juste les matchs. Je sais que c'est difficile pour les partisans parce que, oui, des fois, il y a des joueurs qui ont quand même bien paru lors des matchs, mais les coachs, puis le directeur général, puis les dépisteurs, ils doivent tous prendre tout ça en considération. Donc, c'est 3 semaines vraiment de camp d'entraînement. Il va falloir évaluer et non juste les 2 matchs pré-saison, mais évidemment, bien performer lors d'un match, ça vaut quelque chose. Donc, on va voir ce que ça va donner ce soir et ce que ça va donner cette fin de semaine. Encore une fois, j'arrête pas de le mentionner. Je l'ai mentionné dans le balado d'avant-match, mais tous les joueurs, je pense sur les 10 joueurs qui ont fait l'équipe d'entraînement après le camp d'entraînement en 2023, il y en a 9 qui ont joué des matchs de saison régulière pour les Alouettes l'an passé. Donc, c'est quand même, il faut bâtir l'équipe réserve aussi, l'équipe d'entraînement. Donc, on verra. Les décisions sont à venir. Mais oui, on parlait de Cosby, Bryce Cosby, qui a réussi 6 plaqués. J'ai vraiment aimé Jeff Quentin-Arcou aussi. Deuxième bon match de pré-saison de suite pour le choix de première ronde des Alouettes de Montréal. Tu vois le potentiel. Tu vois que c'est vraiment un bon joueur, un joueur qui est capable de jouer en défensive, un gars qui peut jouer sur les unités spéciales. Donc, c'est vraiment un gars qui va être utile dès le début sur les unités spéciales, mais qui a la capacité de jouer en défensive aussi. Donc, ça, c'est les joueurs. Il y en a une couple d'autres, évidemment. C'était très bien de voir Naji Murray jouer. Il était de retour ce soir. Je pense qu'il a joué un 5-6 games l'an passé en tant que partant. Et par après, Sa saison s'est terminée en raison de blessure. Mais de voir Naji Murray réaliser une interception ce soir après ne pas avoir joué le match intra-équipe, ne pas avoir joué la semaine passée, c'était vraiment difficile de le voir manquer beaucoup de temps avec l'an passé aussi. Mais c'est vraiment agréable de le voir jouer, de performer à un haut niveau ce soir. En attaque, écoute, encore une fois, faut le mentionner, Charleston Rambo avec une autre grosse performance en deuxième mi-temps, plutôt calme lors de la première mi-temps, mais en deuxième mi-temps, il a réalisé un attrapé de plus de 40 verges sur les lignes de côté, près des lignes de côté, attrapé spectaculaire. Je m'attends, il y a toutes sortes de surprises qui peuvent se développer lors d'un camp d'entraînement, mais s'il ne ferait pas partie de la formation, au moins sur l'équipe de réserve, je serais surpris. Charleston Rambo a vraiment connu un gros match. Encore une fois, un gros pré-saison pour Charleston Rambo. Stevie Scott a bien performé aussi. Le jeu au sol a quand même bien fonctionné lors de la première mi-temps. 9 courses, 61 verges pour Stevie Scott. C'est une moyenne de presque 7 verges par course. La course la plus longue était 18 verges. Donc, il y a quand même bon joueur, bien performé. On va voir s'il pourrait se tailler un poste pour les Alouettes dans cette équipe. Mais ça, c'était intéressant aussi. Évidemment, on a vu James Morgan qui a marqué un touché au sol et qui a fini la rencontre 15 en 22, 146 verges, une interception, un ballon échappé sur une faux filade du corps. Donc, c'est un peu difficile pour Morgan à certains moments, mais quand même, on a vu un joueur, un corps arrière intelligent, un corps arrière avec un gros bras. On va voir si on pourrait l'amener en entrevue bientôt. Dans le vestiaire bientôt. Les joueurs vont commencer à sortir. Qui d'autre? OK, je vais passer un peu en anglais. So we'll go to English a little bit. Look, I know that the final score, the first time we do a post-game show with a loss in quite some time. It had been the first loss in 10 games, if we count the regular season, the playoffs, and the preseason. So it's a long time. But I got to say this. I mean, you look at the way the rosters were kind of laid out tonight. We're looking at an Alouettes team that lost 19-13 with 30-plus veterans at home. Not many of the regulars played. You know, you saw Naji Murray and Nafis Lyon as vets who played on defense. On offense, you had a couple guys on the offensive line, and that was it. There was really nobody else that played. Look, the Red Blacks, in fairness, the Red Blacks ended up playing with most of their regulars. So I know Jalen Acklin was a late scratch, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, it was impressive to see the Alouettes fight and compete in this game, and to scratch and claw at this one. I mean, it's a 19-13 game when there really wasn't anybody that played, like we said, and Blacks played, their starting quarterback, presumably Drew Brown, for 3 quarters, and then they brought Dustin Crum in the fourth quarter, and he's a guy who's played a ton of games, in the CFL last year. So, really, look, I like the performance tonight. I like the way they fought. You look at it offensively, the Alouettes didn't, defensively, excuse me, les Alouettes n'ont pas alloué de toucher défensif. Right, guys? Si je me trompe pas? Ça? Pas de toucher défensif ce soir? Non, le toucher est venu d'une interception pour un toucher du numéro 41. Donc, tu sais, quand même, la défensive a tenu le coup jusqu'à la fin. Donc, c'est vraiment énorme comme performance. On en a parlé en français. We'll go back to English. I don't want to scare you a little bit. But we're going to go to the locker room momentarily here as Charleston Rambo is walking towards us. But, I really like the way the Alouettes played. We got into some individual performances in French. We'll get to some in English. But, we talked about this guy already. Had a good chat with Charleston this week. And it's a pleasure to welcome Charleston Rambo to the show. I mean, again, you did it all preseason. You did it in training camp. Yeah, heck, you did it in the intra-squad game too. You made a spectacular catch, at least one in every game, I felt. Take me through that one down the sideline on the right side here, the 40-plus yarder. Just what'd you see on that play, Charleston?
Yeah, first I want to thank God. Then I want to thank my QB for putting the ball right there. You know, 16 is a great guy. He's a strong arm guy. He's throwing the ball at any chance he get. And, you know, I love that ball he threw to me, and I went and made a play for him. And, you know, he's here for me. I'm here for him. So just double move, go ball.
Yeah.
You know, great ball by 16. I made a play on it and caught it.
Yeah, I mean, they got real close to you when you guys ended up scoring the touchdown there. But, I mean, there was PI thrown on you both times at the challenge. I mean, they're very handsy with you, but you fight back. Just talk about your, that dog mentality of, defensive back might have a few pounds on you, but you fought through the contact and you got two PI calls back to back.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, guys got to play, but, when you come to play against me, you got to play real hard. And obviously he's playing hard, I'm playing hard, and physicality is there, but a lot of PI going on, a lot of touchy, but, not playing your technique get you fired. So, I mean, we going after the guy, make sure he going to feel me. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a dog, but I got to show it on the field. And, whenever that ball is in the air, I feel like that's my ball every time. Regardless of PI or anything, I need that ball made to be mine.
And that was Deshaun McNary, who started training camp with the Alouettes, was cut after 3 days. So a teammate of yours momentarily. Look, I know you come in, Charleston. You want to win every game. I get it. But to leave 30-plus veterans at home, Ottawa dressed their A lineup for like 3 quarters, and to have it be a 19-13 game, I thought was impressive. There's a couple drops, some turnovers that, I mean, it really could have swung your way. Just talk to me about the fight that the young lineup tonight showed and the character that you guys showed.
Yeah, this Alouette football, we're going to show it regardless who's on the field. But, the guys that are out there today, that shows our football team right there. And regardless, first, second team, third string, doesn't matter. We're going to play football. But a lot of dogs out there making plays. They come out on top. But, we're just trying to go out there and show Alouette football, play hard, tough-nosed football.
Now that your first CFL camp is done, I'm just curious what your impressions were overall. Anything catch you by surprise?
Not much, but, it's football at the end of the day. I love football. Whatever come with it, I'm here for it. I love it. A lot of guys on this team, I made brothers. I'm glad I can learn French. And just know these guys are on my side. I'm on their side for sure. But I love it here. I love Montreal.
For this, Charleston, congrats on a great camp.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that's Charleston Rambo of the Montreal Alouettes was nice enough to join us, and we're going to keep rolling live. I'll let you.
Yes,
let you take the shower, but great camp. Thank you for stopping by.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it. All right, bonne journée. There you go. That's very good. Hey, it's only after 3 weeks. That's impressive. That's very good. Charleston Rambo, nice enough to join us, the Montreal Alouettes. Obviously, I mean, we talked about it. Rambo had a 40-plus yard catch in this game that was quite impressive. He did it throughout camp. I mean, last year, if you remember, it's funny. I go back to training camp in 2023, the intra-squad game. That's the first time, practice is great, but that's the first time you get to see the guys, put on pads and compete against each other. And I remember in 2023, the guys who stood out, Austin Mack was outstanding, and we know what happened with Austin Mack. 1 year in the CFL, now down in the NFL. And the other guy who really flashed for the first time in the preseason last year in the intra-squad game was Kebion Ento, and I feel like you have kind of a similar thing where Rambo is kind of Mac, and Bryce Cosby, who had an interception for a touchdown in the intra-squad game, is kind of like Kebion Ento, who I think had 2 picks in that game. So we're about to be joined by Naji Murray here, but I thought that was interesting. There's always a receiver and a DB that seemed to shine in the intra-squad game. So let's welcome in our next guest. It was really good to see this guy back on the field, Mr. Naji Murray. So, Naj, I know, last year I think you played 6 games. You missed the end of the season with an injury. You missed the intra-squad game. You didn't play last week. How did it feel to get back out there tonight?
I can't lie to you, man. It was amazing. It was surreal. Just because the game could just almost end just like that in a split of an eye, excuse me. And then it's been about 10 months since I played football. So just being able to come out here, run around, play with the guys, play Alouettes football, it was a blessing. It was amazing.
Just walk me through the interception. I know that's on a tip ball, but you're at the right place at the right time.
Hey, we take tips and overthrows on the stat sheet. But Coach Thorpe called a great defense, and Miles Brooks, he made a great play on the ball. I believe it was on the dig route, We were in a man, and I ended up seeing it. And it was a tip and overthrow. I was at the right place, right time.
Look, I know a lot of the veterans, 30-plus guys didn't come. I know you're one of the few guys that did. You and Nafis were the vets on defense. I mean, I know you want to win every game, Naj, but, I mean, to go 19-13 against a Red Blacks team that pretty much sent out their entire A roster for 3 quarters, I mean, you got to be proud of the effort from some of the young guys there.
Oh, no, definitely. It was big. It was major. One of the things that we came in and we talked about were we were going against their ones, and we said, well, we're the ones today. So they had to end up showing us that they could really play football, and a lot of the young guys made a lot of great plays. We held their offense. I believe they didn't cross the line to get in the end zone at all. The offense did a good job. So, I mean, it shows the type of program and culture we're building here. It just isn't from the ones, it's everybody. You know what I mean? There's not ones. We all just one team, next person up. So, got a good thing going.
Okay, as a vet, I know that there's a lot going on here during a game, but you've seen him throughout camp. I want to ask you about one of the young guys in the secondary I thought played really well tonight. 45, Bryce Cosby. You've been a real good player, real consistent guy. Felt like he came in and fit in right away. I'm just curious what you've seen from him throughout camp.
I might be a little biased. He's from the MAC conference, and I'm from the MAC conference, so I love to see him do that. You know what I mean? I don't know, I guess when we come from the MAC, we always got like a little chip on our shoulder, a little grit. But, I mean, this guy came in. He's played multiple positions. He's quick. He's a fast learner. He can play football, So I was very proud of him to come out here and actually display it against the ones, too. He did a phenomenal job, and I can't wait. His future should be bright.
I was thinking about this throughout the game. Are you the longest tenured Alouette now? Has anybody been here longer than you? With Stanback gone, I think it's you.
Nah, they told me so. I'm the longest defensive tenure. But
Old Mac. Okay, yeah. I forgot about Old Man.
It's Mac, and then Gag, and then it's me.
Yeah, but Gag left, though.
That's what they said for a year, but I think he came back the year I came. So if not, I'm fighting for second or third.
Okay, that's not bad because you're a young guy compared to those guys. I mean, you're only 30.
I'm 25.
You look 25.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, I'm curious, like, how much does the city of Montreal mean to you? I mean, the CFL, it's a lot of 1-year contracts. Guys move around. I mean, you've been here since your first days in the league. I'm just curious, what does the city of Montreal and this organization mean to you?
Man, it's just a blessing to be here. Like, I just sit there and look back. It's been over 6-7 years since being here. I've been here longer than I actually been in college. So it's just a second home. I love the people. I love the culture. I love the organization. I love the city and what it represents, And one thing I will say, Coach Moss has done better. I mean, a lot more than my other coaches. He actually embrace the French culture as much as he's did. And I think that's a phenomenal job. And a lot of other coaches haven't done that. So for him to do that and actually make us dive in a little more, it makes me even love it more here.
I'm going to put you on a spot. You want to give me a little French? Anything?
Okay.
Your number or anything?
Yeah, my number is 12. Got the basic. Comment say va bien, et toi.
It's very good. No, it's
what is it? Toujours game?
Toujours game, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like always ready to play.
Yeah.
I like those, the old slogan. Well, I mean, you've been here for a long time, so you remember
something. Yeah, I could get by with the basics.
It's very good, though.
Learn.
Hey, I mean, you guys are only here 6 months. It's not like you live here all year round, and you're kind of busy when you're here. That's impressive. But what is, for the American guys, when you can embrace that French culture and the culture in the province? I mean, does that help kind of bring things together?
I really think it does because it sits there and builds a bridge with not only the community, but then also the team too. To be able to embrace the French culture is something that not necessarily we would see down in the United States. And I just think it's a great thing to be able to see the difference of lifestyle. So one thing I guess I will say, being in Montreal my whole career, I guess I'm on the outside looking in. I never really knew it was a big deal to be, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's French. I'm thinking that's, Canada, and then to see actually the culture and what Montreal represents in the province of Quebec and what it really means, it actually opened my eyes, and I think it's amazing, what's going on here and how we embrace it a lot.
Appreciate this, Naj. It was great to see you back on the field, buddy.
Yes, no, thank you, Joe. You're the man, big dog.
All right, Naji Murray, who's lying on the show. I am not the dog or the guy here. We'll bring our next guest on. It's James Morgan. Played 3 quarters. It looked. How did it feel? It looked like comfortable back there.
Yeah, it felt great. I mean, it was awesome to, get that playing time and have it first, really reps in the CFL game, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm curious, just, you went through your first, you've been through NFL camps, but the CFL camp, anything kind of catch you by surprise or something you weren't expecting?
I don't think it was anything I wasn't expecting, but I love just the amount of competitiveness that Coach Moss brought to it. I mean, I think more than other camps I've been a part of, there's a lot of activities that are outside of football. I thought it was really cool to bond with your teammates and kind of include that competitive nature in there. So that was really cool for me.
So extended game action here tonight. What do you think of your performance overall? I know there are a couple turnovers there, but you made some really nice throws. It was a great throw to Rambo. There was the one you should have had in the end zone there too. Just tell me what you thought of your performance overall.
Yeah, I think that you definitely look at something like this and there's a lot of learning lessons. But I mean, it was great to be out there, and just a huge shout out to everybody. I mean, that was kind of the crew that we've been rolling with all camp, and we came out here and really fought hard today. Can't say enough about everybody's effort, and I had a blast.
Yeah, Rambo really spoke highly of you and the ball that you threw to him on that play. Just what have you seen from 76 throughout this training camp? Obviously, he's made some explosive plays in the intra-squad game and then both preseason games. Just what can you tell us about Rambo?
Playmaker, man. I mean, you just put the ball in his radius, and he's coming down with that. No, it's been a great rapport with him, and I mean, shout out to that guy. I mean, he makes every single catch. You just put it up, and he's going to come down with it. And huge shout out to all the receivers, really, too, because obviously being, put in a situation tonight where, we were kind of rolling against their ones. I mean, it was awesome to see our guys go compete and fight for extra yards and fight for the ball, and I just love that tenacity from everybody.
And I just love that when you got down to the goal line, you just kept going back to Rambo, and they kept trying to cover him, and they got 2 PIs, and you finally got to finally got to punch it in.
Yeah, I mean, that's a trust, right? That's a trust I got in Rambo and all our guys, right? It's like, hey, they're getting that ball, like nobody can cover those guys. I mean, they're great receivers, and that's the trust that we have together.
Look, I know you guys want to win every game, but tonight you mentioned that, you left 30 veterans at home. Obviously, Cody wasn't here. I'm just curious, the fight that you and some of the other young guys showed tonight, just how proud are you of the effort that was put forth on this field?
No, I'm extremely proud of it. I'm extremely proud of our group of guys for coming out and, battling the whole time and, never calling it quit. And can't say enough about the effort this entire camp that everybody's put in. I mean, it's been special to be a part of, and very appreciative for that, especially as a quarterback. Obviously, you rely on every single person on the field. So can't say enough about the fight that this group has showed for sure.
I know the quarterbacks were in camp a few days before everyone else arrived. I'm just curious, what can you tell us on the inside of those of us who are on the outside? What can you tell us about the quarterback room out in Montreal with the 3 other guys that are with you?
No, it's a fantastic room. I mean, I love all the guys in there. They've been very supportive for me coming in, obviously being my first year. So yeah, can't say enough about those guys. It's a great group. And then the level of detail that we bring to it, you mentioned the quarterback school. It's meticulous, and that's great. And it's really like something that I very highly value. And so it's been a great experience. It's been a great room.
Who's the funniest quarterback in the room?
Oh man, that's a great question.
I'm coming out with the hard questions, and I'm not taking this guy and that guy. I want one guy.
I would like to do a little blend of everybody. I'll just shout it out to Cody, in a low key kind of way. No, he's pretty funny, but everybody in there has a good time. So,
we hope you enjoyed your camp. We'll hopefully see you in Montreal here. But thanks for stopping by, James, and congrats on a really solid performance.
Absolutely, really appreciate it.
All right, that's James Morgan. Thank you, James Morgan, who flashed a really big arm, very smart, cerebral quarterback, and played very, very well tonight for the Montreal Alouettes here in Ottawa. The Alouettes lose 19-13 here at TD Place. But I think as you're kind of seeing, everybody's kind of just nobody's really feeling too down. Tu sais, je pense qu'à date, je sais que les entrevues se sont faites en anglais, mais tu sais, je pense qu'on peut. On est au courant du ton des entrevues et il n'y a personne ici qui est ultra déçu de ce qui s'est passé ici ce soir. On va essayer de peut-être passer une autre entrevue, mais on va continuer d'évaluer la situation. Et même là, on parle de un match de 19-13, mais il y avait un ballon, un attrapé qui aurait dû être fait dans la zone début. Il y a une interception qui a été lancée profondément dans le territoire du Rouge et Noir. Il y avait un échappé profondément dans le territoire du Rouge et Noir. Donc, c'est tous des points, c'est 3 points ici, 4 points là, parce que sur le ballon échappé dans la zone début, les Alouettes ont marqué un placement. Oui, et on a notre prochain invité, si je ne me trompe pas, c'est Vincent Delisle, ça. Donc, on va parler à Vincent et ça va absolument être tout pour ce soir. Vincent qui a joué comme maraudeur ce soir. Si je ne me trompe pas, Arthur Hamlin a joué le début de la rencontre et c'était Vincent et mais je trouve que tu es toujours around the ball. Tu sais, où le ballon est, je voyais, OK, le 16 est là, il est impliqué. Comme ça.
J'essaie. En fait, c'est ça qui fait la force d'un joueur de foot. Je pense qu'il faut que tu aies le nez au ballon. Puis la différence de coach de a fait que mettre position de maraudeur, si on peut être au ballon, on est souvent en zone coverage à regarder le corps ailleurs. Fait que c'est d'avoir des bons breaks au ballon. Puis j'essaie de tout être proche, c'est sûr.
Y avait-tu de la famille ou des amis ici ce soir? Plus la semaine passée?
Plus la semaine passée. La semaine passée, j'avais des amis, j'avais ma blonde, j'avais mes parents. Puis là, mes parents sont montés en fait semaine pour venir me voir, mais plus la semaine passée. Ouais.
Nice. Je sais qu'on veut gagner chaque match, Vincent, mais 19-13, quand il y a 30 vétérans qui ont été laissés à Montréal, puis le Rouge et Noir ont quand même utilisé la majorité de leurs partants pendant 3 quarts. Il faut être fier, j'imagine, de l'effort de cette équipe jeune ce soir.
Ouais, moi, je suis fier de tous les gars qui ont été habillés ce soir. Je pense qu'on a tout donné ce qu'on avait. Puis, comme tu dis, là, il y avait quand même 30 partants, des gars qui étaient là l'an passé, qui ont été laissés de côté. Fait que c'est une bonne performance. Je pense qu'on était dans le game jusqu'à la toute fin, oui. Le comeback, puis on a tout. L'effort était là en tout cas, fait qu'on peut pas se le reprocher.
Là que c'est terminé le 3 semaines, comment tu évalues ton camp personnellement?
Je suis content de ce que j'ai fait. Je pense que j'ai donné des bons tapes. Là. J'ai mis des bonnes affaires sur la vidéo. Autant special teams que defense. Puis, je pense que vraiment, j'ai tout donné ce que j'avais. J'ai fait du mieux que je peux, fait que j'ai rien à regretter à ce moment-là. Là, fait que je suis quand même assez content.
Donc, c'est sûr que les rosters doivent être setés demain minuit. Comment tu vas vivre les prochains 48 heures?
Un peu stressant, c'est sûr. Là, fait que je vais peut-être moins bien dormir à ce soir. Oui, je pense que la nuit va être assez courte. Là, on va se réveiller demain matin, puis le téléphone va être on. Fait que non, je suis excité. Comme je te dis, j'ai fait ce que je pouvais, fait que la décision, c'est pour moi qui vais la prendre rendu là.
Félicitations pour un excellent camp, Vincent, et on se recroise bientôt.
Yes, sir, merci beaucoup.
All right, Vincent Delisle, des Alouettes de Montréal. Quand même, c'était une grosse performance de la défensive ce soir. Ils n'ont pas accordé un touché. All right, you can get in here. TD Moultrie, 97 defensive end, is here on the post-game show. TD, look, I know you. I mean, Fudge. I think you were one of the elder statesmen tonight. Outside of Nafis and Naji on defense, I think you might have had the most experience on the defense. You give up 19 points, and in reality, you guys didn't even give up a touchdown. The only touchdown Ottawa scored came on a pick 6. How proud are you of the effort tonight?
I'm very proud of our defense, just holding to 3 every time. When they got down to the end zone, they could have scored several times, and they had their number ones playing. So. On our end, on defense, we definitely should feel good that's going into this game, whether we're here or not. Guys should feel like they done their job, and whoever's watching, because somebody's always watching, so they done well. I love that we'll hustle to the ball even to the last tick on the clock.
I thought one thing that was impressive tonight, I mean, Ottawa used their starters for pretty much 3 quarters there, including the starting quarterback. I just felt with the young defensive line, I feel like you guys generated pressure pretty consistently. How were you guys able to do that?
Just our effort and just talking about just running to the ball and just working on our technique against our offensive line and just pushing them to be better. So that's how we was able to do that. And just going full speed each and every day, even when times when we're probably tired, probably if you're sick, just anything that's going on, not to let our off-the-field issues affect our on-the-field issues.
Timing-wise, things were pretty, not always perfect tonight. How tough was it to, the front 7 jumped offside a few times tonight? Just what goes into that? I guess you're trying to make an impression. You want to get to the quarterback. You want to get a great jump off the ball. But what goes into that? I
just think guys, energy was just a little too high, even myself. I say started with me because I jumped offside 2 times. If we take them 6 points away because we jumped off so many times, the first two field goals on them drives, we'll jump outside. Yeah. If we take them away, we may have a chance to go down the field and kick a field goal or something. But starting with me and other guys, we just got to fix ourselves and watch the ball and not just go off sight, not sound. So just got to be better, fundamentally sound off that.
So is that 24 donuts?
Shit.
Is that what it is?
My bad.
No, you're fine. You're okay.
It might be 24 donuts. I might have to go ahead and bring some donuts.
Oh boy. I'm just curious now. How much did the experience that you had on the field last year? I mean, you forced a fumble here last year that Lemon brought back for a touchdown. I'm curious how that little bit of experience last year helped you in camp this year, kind of get ready for what you were going to see.
It just knowing who the team is and who we are. before the game even started, they was hyping themselves up, and we know who we are. We don't have to hype ourselves up to play our best ball. We played our worst ball, and we still looked great out there. And we just go outside and just play our best. Nobody can mess with us. Nobody can mess with our second or third. And God willing, I can stay here and other guys can too. But how this league is, we put ourselves out on film to whoever team who won us.
I thought you looked really explosive in camp. Just what do you think overall now that the 3 weeks are over of your performance throughout the 3 weeks?
I thought I did great in camp as well, pushing through injuries and fighting through everything that I had to fight through, knowing I'm not with my family and stuff like that. But everything worked out how it's going to work out.
Thanks, TD. All the best. All right, TD Moultrie, who may have to buy some donuts this week, but that's okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hopefully not. Ouais, pour ceux qui ne comprennent pas, à chaque fois qu'on est hors jeu aux Alouettes, il faut acheter une douzaine de beignes. Notre prochain invité, dernier invité, save the best for last. David Dallaire. David, je pense que si on enlève les joueurs de ligne à l'attaque, je pense que c'est toi en attaque qui avait le plus d'expérience ce soir, pas mal. Comment t'as trouvé l'effort ce soir avec une équipe vraiment jeune?
J'ai vraiment aimé, personnellement. Tu voyais que les gars étaient là et ils voulaient se prouver. Puis ils ont tous travaillé extrêmement fort tout le long du match. Fait que c'est vraiment prometteur.
C'est sûr que l'an passé, James Stock était là. Là, c'est toi qui as un plus grand rôle. Comment tu trouves que tu as fait dans ce rôle-là pendant le camp d'entraînement? Ça
fait bizarre de déjà être le vétéran. Là. Je m'ennuie un peu de lui des fois pour avoir ses conseils. Mais non, regarde, c'est un rôle que les coachs ils me font confiance. Que je le prends et je travaille le plus fort que je peux pour donner mon meilleur 100% tout le temps.
C'est drôle, je sais, peut-être que j'ai tort, mais la semaine passée, c'est toi qui avais le premier plaqué sur les unités spéciales. Ce soir aussi, tu avais un des premiers plaqués sur les unités spéciales ce soir. Comment tu évalues ton jeu sur les unités spéciales? Parce que je pense que tu as vraiment bien fait et tu montres un bon niveau de physique et de robustesse.
J'ai eu la chance d'avoir Alexandre Gagné puis Frédéric Chagnon comme vétérans. Fait que j'apprends tellement d'eux à chaque fois. Puis l'année passée, j'ai vraiment évolué mon niveau de jeu grâce à eux. Fait que je m'inspire beaucoup de leur style de jeu. Fait que c'est ça que je remets mon succès que j'ai eu les dernières semaines. Fait que je ne pourrais pas demander mieux.
T'es bien fin, tu leur donnes tout le crédit. Tu as quand même fait le travail toi-même, là. C'est toi qui fais le boulot, là.
C'est un travail d'équipe, fait que c'est comme ça que ça marche.
Il y a une couple de Lavallois qui ont joué. Tu as les deux maraudeurs, Lavallée et Delisle. Tu as Fred Antoine aussi. Comment tu évalues le niveau de jeu de tes anciens coéquipiers maintenant vos Alouettes?
Les trois ont extrêmement bien fait, selon moi. Là, ils ont prouvé qu'ils étaient à la hauteur de jouer professionnel. Puis c'est une fait que ça va être dur comme décision probablement pour les coachs. Je suis vraiment confiance en les trois. Fait que je suis confiant avec eux.
Et Mittal a marqué un touché de 82 verges ce soir. Je ne sais pas si tu as remarqué, si tu l'avais vu, mais un touché spectaculaire pour les Argos.
Je n'étais pas au courant, mais ça ne m'étonne pas de lui. C'est un joueur exceptionnel. Fait que je suis convaincu qu'il va continuer de faire des belles affaires.
Mais il joue pour Toronto, donc on s'en fout de lui.
Exactement.
Merci. Merci beaucoup, David.
Merci.
All right, David Dallaire, qui est assez gentil. Donc, c'est tout pour ce soir. Les Alouettes ont perdu le match 19-13 contre le Rouge et Noir, mais encore une fois, la majorité des joueurs, des partants ont été laissés à Montréal. J'aimerais juste finalement saluer le travail d'un collègue. J'aimerais l'amener en avant de la caméra si possible. Mon Sam, tu peux-tu... je sais que c'est toi qui gères la caméra. Donc, pour ceux qui ne savent pas... Sam Boulay-Grimard, qui est mon ancien co-animateur, on peut dire, sur le podcast en français. Il nous quitte, c'est son dernier match ce soir. Je vais essayer de pas pleurer. Je sais pas si moi, mon but, c'est de le faire pleurer et de ne pas pleurer. Donc, on va voir. Mais Sam, je voulais juste te féliciter de la part de tout le monde aux Alouettes parce que, honnêtement, t'as fait du gros boulot. Je suis pas gêné de le dire. La majorité des équipes sportives ont plus qu'un caméraman. Nous autres, on en a un sur le terrain et c'était toi. Mais je pense que ceux qui ne savaient pas qu'on en avait un, juste un, je pense qu'ils n'étaient pas au courant parce que tu étais partout sur le terrain. Tu n'as jamais manqué un jeu. C'était incroyable. Donc, félicitations pour, premièrement, avoir gagné la Coupe Grey et deuxièmement, vraiment une grosse carrière aux Alouettes.
Merci, mon Joey. Merci. Ça va être des beaux souvenirs qu'on va avoir gravés dans notre mémoire à tout jamais. Puis je suis choyé d'avoir une équipe aussi exceptionnelle à mes côtés, là, d'avoir travaillé avec toi, Martin, Camille, Charlotte, Pépé, tout ça. Là. On a une belle équipe. Puis écoute, que demander mieux, on a des partisans en or. Donc je vais continuer à suivre les Alouettes parce que c'est dans mon cœur à tout jamais. Mais merci, Joey.
Mais c'est-tu comme Dallaire qui a donné le crédit à Gagné puis Chagnon? C'est-tu à cause de moi que tu as des belles shots sur le terrain? C'est tout ça?
Ben, des gars de Québec, hein, c'est de même. Hein?
Ouais, on est des fiers Québécois quand même, nous autres.
Ouais, ben oui. On est toujours là pour ça.
Ben, écoute, Sam, félicitations, man. C'était vraiment le fun de travailler avec toi. All the best dans ce qui s'en vient. Et tu veux-tu nous signer out du live?
Ouais, on va fermer le live, là. Fait qu'il faudrait que je retourne derrière la caméra. Hein,
vas-y, mon Sam. Mais merci, Sam. Félicitations pour tout ton succès. Et oui, encore une fois, on a terminé ici. Prochain match, le 6 juin contre les Bombers de Winnipeg. C'est 20h30, heure de l'Est, jeudi prochain. Donc, ça commence pour de vrai. Encore une fois, une dernière petite chose. Les coupures vont être faites cette fin de semaine. Donc, dès dimanche matin, on devrait savoir qui sera sur la formation partante des Alouettes. Première pratique et dimanche après-midi. Donc, ça arrive à grands pas. Ça arrive rapidement. Premier match à domicile le 20 juin. Si vous n'avez pas vos billets, visitez le goalsgo.com et on va voir ce dévoilement de la bannière. Toi, as-tu tes billets, Sam? Parce que là, tu travailles plus ici, tu n'as plus de passe là, pour rentrer. As-tu des billets? Ouais, je vais t'en donner. Je vais te donner un billet. Ouais, je vais te vendre des billets. C'est pas, je connais un gars au ventre là, qui va te faire un bon deal. Donc, premier match à domicile le 20 juin. Just quickly, this is it for the post-game show for tonight. Preseason's over, camp's over. The Alouettes will be in action next week. It's Thursday, less than a week away. The Alouettes get to take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in Winnipeg. That is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The home opener is June the 20th. June the 20th. If you don't have your tickets for the game at Percival Molson Stadium against these very Ottawa Redblacks, you can get them at MontrealAlouettes.com. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back in less than a week's time.